Welcome to UA Code 127.0.0.1 Academy. I am Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture, and in this lecture you are going to learn about footprinting and reconnaissance. Footprinting refers to the process of gathering information about a target system. It is the first step of an attack in which an attacker tries to learn as much as possible about a target to find a way to break into the system. Basically, if you want to perform an attack on a system, then the first step is that you have to gather as much as possible information about that target. Then depending upon these gathered information, you can actually take further step in order to break into that system. There are two types of footprinting. Passive footprinting. Passive footprinting means collecting information without interacting the target directly. Here you can see in passive footprinting, you are actually gathered information, but you are not directly interact with the target system. This type of footprinting is used when the information gathering must not be detected by the target. Students, basically in passive footprinting, the victim did not recognize that you have gathered some information about that target machine. Active footprinting. Active footprinting means collecting information by interacting with the target directly. Here you can see in active footprinting, actually you gathered information about your target machine with the proper interaction with it. This type of footprinting, there is a chance that the target becomes aware of information gathering. Here you can see the point is that in active footprinting, there is a chance that that the victim may know that you gather some information about it. Attacker uses footprinting to collect the following information. One is network information. In network information, the attacker may gather information about domains, subdomains, IP addresses, whois and DNS records. And in system information, the attacker may get information about the web server, operating system, server location, and the user, which users are actually use that server, passwords about different user. In organization information, the attacker may get employee information, organization background, different phone numbers of different employees, and then the attacker may get the organization location as well. Okay, students, if I talked about the objective of footprinting, basically the attacker may get the security posture. He analyzed what is the actually security posture of the target machine. Then he find different loopholes. Depending upon all these gathered information, he then further create an attack to he then further plan an attack how he can perform on that target machine. Okay, the attacker may identify focus area using different tools and techniques, and then he will narrow down the range of IP addresses as well. He will actually filter out those IP addresses that are irrelevant. On those IP address, nothing services are running or nothing important to the attacker. Then he filtered all these IP addresses and he will actually focus on main concern area. And depending upon all these gathered information, he try to find different vulnerabilities. It's also possible for the attackers to make the network graphically represent the target network. The attacker may graphically represent the network. Now students, I will show you how you can actually actively gather information about your target machine. The first method is ping. If I talked about the ping, basically in simple terms, the ping command send a packet to a remote machine. Ping command actually send a packet to the remote machine. If the remote machine is alive, he will actually send back a response to the attacker. Let me show you how you can use the ping command. If I typed here and hit enter, now you can see I actually get some response from my victim machine. Here you can see ICMP packets are sent and responses come to me. It's mean that my request is execute successfully. Firewall is not blocked my request, and I'm able to assess that the victim is alive. Students, you can either specify the number of packets in ping command by using ping-c switch. Now you can see after 5 attempts, the ping command quits successfully. Only 5 packets will send to the victim, and from these packets I can assess the victim machine is alive now. So here you can specify number of packets, either 2, 5, 10 as you like. Okay, now if I try to actually ping a machine that is not alive, now you can see I get a message that the destination is not available and it's unreachable. Host is unreachable. It's mean that host is not alive. Or the other reason that actually behind this scene is that I want to tell you about. The first thing is that the destination computer is not responsive, possibly still booting up or turn off, or the OS has been crashed. One reason may be this one. The second reason is that it is unplugged from the network or there is a faulty network device across the path. This could also be possible. The third reason could be that a firewall is configured to block such packets. The firewall might be a piece of software running on the system itself or a separate network appliance. So the thing behind all this thing is that actually you did not get any proper response from the ping command. So guys, now I hope your concept about ping command is clear. The second method that you can actually use in active footprinting is tracer out. Tracer out commands trace the routes taken by the packets from your system to another. Here you can see, if you want to identify the number of IP addresses between the attacker machine and the victim machine, then you can analyze this by tracer out command. The purpose of tracer out is to find the IP addresses of routers or hops. Point to be noted, actually if you use tracer out command, then you will get different IP addresses between you and your victim machine. Let me show you. If I move to my terminal and I typed here tracer out. Tracer out is built in Kali Linux. If it's not worked properly, then definitely you can update the Kali Linux. I just try to find the hops between me and Google. Now you can see I actually get different hops that are total 30 hops I will get. Right now here static signs are present to me, but in some situation you get all the IP addresses that actually reside between me and this host. Okay, it's total actually find there are total 30 hops between me and this victim, but it actually did not it's find only one IP address. The rest of other IP addresses are not present to me. Okay, if I use this switch along the tracer out, it's again show me that there are actually total 30 hops between you and this victim. So I think now your concept about the tracer out command is clear. It will actually try to find out the number of IP addresses between you and your target machine. Okay, let's jump to the third method, that is telnet. Students, if I talked about the telnet, it's a short form of teletype network protocol. Basically, by using this command, you can communicate with a remote machine via CLI, command line interface. Students, basically all the communication between on the telnet protocol is in clear text. So it's very this is the weak point of this protocol. There is no encryption actually occurred on this protocol, and it's very easy for the attacker to actually gain the important data, important credential of any user that use the telnet. Let me show you how you can actually connect your target machine by using telnet. Okay, I'm going to just clear my screen. If I typed here telnet and then the target IP address and port number I should specify, you can see I'm successfully connected to the target machine on port 80. Now if I try to specify here the some command, I typed here and hit enter. See here in this picture I successfully get the banner grabbing. Here you can see the victim is actually running Apache 2 server. I'm just close from the telnet. So this is the way how you can actually connect your target machine by using telnet protocol. It's not a secure protocol, as I told you earlier. Now students, the fourth method that you can actually use in active reconnaissance is netcat. Netcat, or simply NC, has different application that can be of great value to a pen tester. Netcat supports both TCP and UDP. Here you can see basically you can actually analyze the TCP and UDP communication by using netcat. It can functions as a client that connects to a listening port. Alternatively, it can act as a server that listen on a port of your choice, and it is a convenient tool that you can use as a simple client of server over TCP or UDP. Let me show you how you can actually using telnet. If I typed here telnet and NC, shortcut form of netcat, and then -v switch I am going to use here, and I will type here -n and then -z and my target IP address. And the port number I'm going to specify between 10 to 90 and press enter. Here I use different switches. -v actually indicates verbose mode, -n indicates numeric only IP addresses, and -z actually indicate IO modes that is used for scanning. In this way you can actually perform scanning by using netcat. It will take a few seconds in order to show me result. Here you can see it show me that the port 80 of this target machine is open. Between port 20 to 90, port 80 of this target machine is open. Okay. I'm going to quit from here. If I just specify here port 21 to 23, 20 to 23 and hit enter, let's see what should it display. Right now you can see it display to me that between port 20 to 23, a port that is 21 is open, and FTP, obviously guys, you know FTP, port 21 is reserved for FTP. So this is the method how you can actually use netcat for scanning of your target machine. In this way you can specify different ports, and you specify here different switches, and then target IP address here. After few seconds it will display you scanning result. Okay students, the second feature of netcat is that you can actually transfer different files from one machine to another. I'm going to create a file here. I'm going to create a netcat.txt. Okay, I should specify here the sign in order to create the file. I'm going to quit from here. You can see the file is actually present here. This is the file that I actually want to share. Okay guys, now I will just activate the listener on my machine. I just type here, and the port number I'm going to specify here, and the file that actually I want to share, that is netcat, and I'm going to just hit enter. Now you can see netcat listener is activate on my this machine. I will move to another machine and just try to get this file from here. Okay, now students, here I again type netcat and the IP address of attacker machine, that is this one, and then here I specify the greater than sign and the file name that I actually want to get. Okay, I should specify here the port number as well on which the netcat listener is activate. Okay, if I quit from here and I typed here ls, and let me show you either file is you can see here the file is get successfully. If I want to check the content of this file, right now its content is not shown to me, but in this way you can actually transfer a file from one machine to another machine by using netcat. Students, you can also perform banner grabbing using netcat. If I typed here netcat and then target IP address and the port number on which actually I want to perform banner grabbing. Here you can see a welcome to home FTP server is shown to me. This is the banner that I actually get. It's mean that I am successfully able to identify on port 21 of target machine. There is a FTP server is running on this victim machine. Okay, students, this is my today lecture. In this lecture, I teach you about the definition of active footprinting, and then I show different 4 methods how you can actually perform active footprinting on your target machine. Definitely, students, you will do practice about it. Very soon, I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care. Welcome to UA code 127.0.0.1 Academy. I'm Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture, and in this lecture I'm going to teach you about passive reconnaissance. In passive reconnaissance, you rely on publicly available knowledge. It is the knowledge that you can access from publicly available resources without directly engaging with the target. Students, the thing is that you will gather about your target machine from publicly available resources. Rather than that, you are directly interact with your target system. Basically, in passive reconnaissance, all these activities are include something like that. You will looking up for DNS record of a domain. You will find DNS records of a domain from a public DNS server. Then students, you can checking job ads related to the target website in order to get different information about your target. Then reading news articles about the target company. This is the way how you can actually passively gather information about your target machine from publicly available resources. Okay, the first method of passive information gathering is whois. If I talked about the whois is a request and response protocol. A whois server listen on port 43 for incoming request. The domain registrar is responsible for maintaining the whois records for the domain names. Basically, students, whois a database from which you gather different information about your target system, and actually the domain registrar is responsible for maintaining the whois record. Okay, you can gather all these information from whois database. Registrar related information, contact related information, domain created relation information, domain update related information, and expiry date as well. And then you can also find the name server related information from whois database. It's time to show you practically how you can actually use this utility, that is whois. For this purpose, I will just move to my terminal, and here I simply type whois. Students, whois by default installed in Kali Linux. If it is not work, then definitely I say you will update your Kali Linux and reinstall the whois. Okay, I typed here whois, and if I specify here the IP address in order to find information about it, I should specify here the IP address. Now just wait, it will show me some information about this victim. Let's see if I scroll up. Okay, here you can see the net range is present to me. Between these two IP addresses, you can actually check any IP address in order to further gather different information about this particular victim. CIRD information is present here, and then the net name is this one. Below you can see organization name is present to me. The registration date is this one. This is the registration date. Update date is also present to me. Some reference link are here. You can further explore this in order to get more information about target. And below you can find the organization name. This is the organization name. And address is also present to me. some state and province information I find here. And if I scroll below, I find the phone number, and then the IP address, then the email address is present here. This is very useful information for an attacker. He can actually use this email address for any phishing attack. Okay, now if I scroll below, you can find some other information of this particular victim machine is present here. Here the customer name is this one along its ID, and then the registration date is also present here. Update date is also present here. Some other customer name is present, and then the address is here, and city also show to me, and state and province. Okay, now if I may clear my screen, you can either specify here the domain name as well. If I typed here domain name and press enter, let's see. Okay, a plenty of information is present to me. Let's see it's one by one. Okay, now here you can see the domain name is this one. The registry date of this domain along its ID is present to me, and registrar, who is server. Actually, I am redirecting here. From this server, I gathered all information about this target machine, and registrar URL is also present here. You can further check this in order to gather more information about your target system. Okay, below the registrar is present, and then the IANI ID number is IANA ID number of this registrar is present. Email address, you can use this email address for further attack. Below, name server are present to me. This is very useful information for an attacker. So students, this is the very useful utility in order to passively gather information about your target machine. Okay, now let's jump to the second method, that is NS lookup and dig. Basically, find the IP address of a domain name using NS lookup, which stands for name server lookup. You need to issue the command NS lookup and then domain. There are three parameters that you can actually use along this command, and below students you can use here different switches along the NSF lookup command. To show you practical for this purpose, I will just move to my terminal, and NS lookup is by default installed in Kali Linux. Guys, now I will show you actually how you can actually find the IP variant for a record of a domain. I just simply typed here NS lookup, and then if I typed any domain name here and press enter, below you can see it display me the IP address of this victim machine is here. Now if you want to students check the name server of your target machine, you can simply type here NS lookup, and here I specify that actually I want to display only the name server of this target machine. All these are name server of this target machine is present here. Now students, if you want to find actually start of authority record of this domain, you can simply specify here the switch. And press enter. Start of authority record is present here. You can see origin is this one, mail address is this one, and the serial number is this one. Students, if you want to find mail server of your target machine, you can simply specify here the mail server switch, that is MX. Press entered. Only one mail server is present to me. This victim actually used this mail server for sending mail and receiving mail. Okay, now if you want to find all the available DNS records, if you want to find all the available DNS record, mean to say IP version 4, IP version 6, mail server, name server, start of authority, all records will display to me. You just simply specify here any and press enter. Now actually it display me all record here. If you check, you can see here the mail server is present to me, the source of authority record is present here, the name server is present here. So guys, if you want to find all the available DNS record, you can simply specify this switch here. Okay. Actually, you can find all these switches, which option you can actually use with the NS lookup. If I typed here main and then NS lookup and press entered, okay, all detail about this utility is present here. Okay, you can either check from help menu as well. I think help menu did not display me any result, but this is the way how you can actually use NS lookup in order to find DNS related information about your target machine. This is a very utility that you can actually use in order to find different DNS related information about your target machine. Okay, now students, I will show you the second method. Sorry, the third method. Third method is dig. Basically, dig command in Linux is used to gather DNS information. It stands for domain information grouper. Dig stands for domain information grouper, and it collects data about domain name server. Basically, this command helps for troubleshooting DNS problem, but it is also used to display DNS information. You can check the version of dig by using this syntax, dig and then -v. Now, guys, if you want to find DNS related information about your target machine, I just simply typed here dig and press enter. Below, you can find different information. The most important section is this one, that is answer section. Okay, now basically in this section actually you got different columns. Let's elaborate each column one by one. In this in answer section, I get one column is this one, second is this one, third, fourth and fifth. Total I get 5 column in answer section. Okay, the first column actually lists the name of the server that was queried. This is the name server that I actually queried. And the second column is the time to live. Basically, it will display a set time frame after which the record is refreshed. And then third column shows the class of query. It will actually show the class of query. In this case students, IN present here, and IN stands for internet. This is the query class. Okay, then fourth column display the type of query. It's display the type of query, and here A is present. It's mean the IP version 4 address is displayed to me. And fifth column actually display the IP address associated with the domain name. So guys, this is the answer section, and this is most important in this scenario. Okay, now students, if I check the first line, This actually display the variant of dig command. You can either check the dig variant from here as well. If I type dig, see here the variant of dig is present, and similar you can find the variant of dig command here as well present to me. Now below you can see some header related information are present to me. Basically all this information I received from the server, and below you can find OPT, sudo section, and here EDNS is present here. EDNS mean to say extension system for DNS. If it is used, no flags are set right here, and here you can see UDP packets are shown to me. And now students, below you can see the question section is present. It consists 3 columns. One is this one, second column, and third column. Basically in first column actually the domain name is present that I'm going to query it, and the second column display the class of query, and the third column display the type of query that actually I want to display the IP variant 4. And here at the end you can see static section shows metadata about the query. Here you can see query time is present, that is this one, and then the server information is present here, the IP address and port of responding DNS server. Basically this is the IP address and port number of responding DNS server. From that server I get the response. The IP address is this one, and the port number is also shown to me. Okay, and then here you can see when basically it's show the timestamps when the command was run. This is the time when the command was run, and then you can here see the message size that I received, the size of replay from the DNS server. The message that I received from DNS server contains 86 I think bits or bytes size. Okay. Students, basically by default dig use the local configuration to decide which name server to query. Use and then if I typed here dig at the rate of 8.8.8.8 and then and hit entered. It show me the variant of dig command is here, and here you can see one server is found. And actually the connection is timeout and no server could be reached. Students, now if you want to return all of the result of query, you can use this command. If I typed here dig and then it will actually display all the result of the query that I want, something like that. If I change my domain here that I typed here google.com, and now you can see it will display all in one result to me. Header information, OPT sudo section present here, question section is here, then some mail server are present to me. This is the mail server, and name server are also present here. And below in addition section you find the name server along there, IP address is 4 and IP address is 6. So guys, if you want to display all of result in a single click, you can type this one dig, then the domain name, and then here you specify the any option in order to display all result. Okay, this is the third way how you can actually find DNS related information about your target machine. Let's jump to the next one, that is DNS dumpster. Students, DNS dumpster will also represent the collecting information graphically. DNS dumpster display the data from the table earlier as a graph. You can see the DNS and mail server branching to their respective server and also showing the IP addresses. Basically, it's an online utility. It's a free of cost online utility. Let's try to explain on my browser window. If I typed here DNS dumpster in order to open this utility, okay, I'm going to activate this. This is the look of DNS dumpster. It is a very useful free utility that you can utilize in order to get as much as possible information about your target machine in a graphical way. Okay, if I simply typed here the domain name, and when I click on search option, it will show me result very quickly. And here you can see the DNS server related information is present to me. Name server is this one, IP address is present here. Second name server along their IP address is present. So all these are DNS servers related information is present here. Okay, no mail server right now, it's displayed to me, no text records, and it show a host record that is related to the IP variant 4 is this one. And if I click on this image, you can see it's display a very good graphical representation. That is this is the target and DNS related information. One DNS server name server is present here, IP address of this, second one is this, and then IP address of this present here. Similarly, third one name server and its IP address, name server, IP address, and below a mail server it actually display no mail server is actually it's find. And here it's actually find a single IP variant 4 host, that is this one. So students, basically DNS dumpster is a very useful online utility. You can use this in order to get information about your victim. Okay, the last method of passive information gathering is showdown. Basically, when you are tasked to run a penetration test against specific target as a part of passive reconnaissance phase, a service like Showdown.io can be helpful to learn various pieces of information about the client network without actively connecting to it. Here you can see, basically you will use Showdown, but you did not actively gather information about your target machine. Furthermore, on the defensive side, you can use different services from Showdown.io to learn about connecting and exposed devices belong to your organization. Let's try to show you. I will move to my browser window. Here I just simply type Showdown. Basically, students, Showdown is a search engine. It will you can utilize Showdown in order to gather all online connected devices information in a single click. Basically, it allows user to search for internet connected devices and explicit website information such as the type of software running on a particular system and a local anonymous FTP server. Showdown can be used much in the same ways as Google, but indexes information based on the banner content. Okay, when I click on Showdown, you can see it's show to me. This is the graphical interface of this. You have to create an account on this in order to gather as much information about your about any thing about devices, websites, or web cameras. First, the thing is that you have to create account. In free account, you will only a limited search. But if you purchase the API key of Shodan, definitely you have more. You have more option. You can find much information. Okay, now here you can see a search bar is present here. If I typed webcam and hit enter, you can see its display total 5893 result to me, and below country information are present here. In United States, result is this one, China is this one. Top ports on which the webcam are used are present here. An organization that actually used webcams, all these top organization are present here. And products are also present here. Organization system on which these cams are running are present. Now students, if you want to check for traffic signal, basically traffic signals camera, then it will show you all the traffic surveillance camera present. Right now only one result is present to me. If I want to check Cisco related information, and here you can specify the country as well. I have received only one result, and I have find the IP address and then the server related information. You can either change here the country name as well. I have total get 12 result. Below different IP address are present here, in which the Cisco router or any Cisco which is present. I can actually further use these IP address to perform any attack. Actually Shodan display all the active devices to me. Now if I typed here SCADA, I find more result, around 1000. You can use this IP further. When I click on this, here you can see the country name is present here, city, organization, ISP is also, port 80 on which on port open ports are present here, on which this device is running, mostly port 80, 443, 3389 and 8080. Okay. The IP, and below you can see a lot of open ports are present here. Private or public keys also one. So students, Shodan is a very good utility, that a very good search engine that you can use in order to get much more information about your target. And here you can actually use different filters, and below a cheat sheet is also present here. You can use city name filter, country name filter as well. If I check here all these one by one, you can type here city, and colon, and in inverted commas you should specify the city. When I type this one, total I got all these result, and most in United States more result are present here. Okay, you can here specify the country name switch as well. If you want to check information by organization, you can simply specify here the organization switch. So this is the cheat sheet is present here that you can actually use in order to find more specific result about any concern device or any website. So students, this is my today lecture. In this lecture, I teach you about different ways of passive information gathering. Definitely, you will do practice about it. Very soon, I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care. Welcome to UA code 127.0.0.1 Academy. I am Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture, and in this lecture I will teach you about how to enumerating targets. So let's get started. Basically students, you can perform enumerating against your targets machine by using three methods. One is list method. In this method you can actually specify multiple hosts in order to enumerate all these hosts, and then second method is range, and third method is subnet. Okay, to show you practically, I will just move to my terminal window, and here I will use the first method, that is list method. How you can enumerate different target by using list method. I just simply typed here nmap. As you guys know, nmap will be used for scanning. I typed here nmap and then the target IP address. And then here I specify another host by using its domain. And here you can specify another domain name. You can specify as many hosts, as many domain names, as many IP head as you like. And press enter. Right now in this this is the list method that you can actually specify multiple IP addresses or multiple domain. In this way it will take some time in order to give me result. As I specify here the fourth target, so it will take more time. Just wait. Meanwhile I will show you the host enumeration by using the second method. Okay, you can see the scan result of nmap is present here. Right now it actually performs scanning against 4 IP address, as I specify here the 4, and the scan result against tesla.com is present to me. Its port 80 is open, HTTP service running, port 443 is also open, and then the second scanning result against this domain is present to me. 2 ports of this target is also open. The rest of 2 other machines did not show any result. I think these 2 IP addresses are right now not alive. So this is the first method how you can actually perform scan against your target. Okay, the second method is range. How you can actually perform scanning against your target by using range method. You can simply specify here nmap and then the IP address, that is this one. I just removed the last digits and specify here, as I want to perform subnet scanning. That's why I typed here 24. Or sorry guys, I want to perform a range scan, so I typed here 34 to 100. It's mean that right now I want to perform a scanning between all these IP addresses. If I hit enter, let's see what result it display to me. Here you can see it show me that total 67 IP addresses between 34 to 100, and the result of only one IP address is present to me, that only this IP is up. The rest of other 266 hosts are right now not alive. This is the second method. You can here specify the range. You can here specify the range, something like that. You should specify the range between the subnet, something like that. You should specify here the range like between 34 to 4. Below, above, this is wrong. If you specify here this in this, this is the wrong, as here you specify the wrong subnet. So the thing is that you should specify the range between 34 to 255. You can either specify here 200, 230, 250 as you like. Right now, I specify here the range 34 to 200. Now it will scan the IP address 192.168.18.70, 18.90, 18.243, and here you can see it's show me that total 167 IP addresses are scanned, and only the result of one IP is present to me. The rest of other 166 IP addresses are not alive right now. This is the second method, that is range method. Okay, the third method is subnet method. The third method is subnet method. For this purpose, I will just check my IP. That is, this is my IP. And here you can see the net mask is this one. Okay, it's mean that you can actually you can actually connect 250 hosts in this IP, with this IP. Right now, if I typed here nmap, and then I'm going to just specify here 192.168.18. Right now I specify here 0 by 24, as I am going to perform a subnet scanning. In my previous lecture, I give you concept about subnet. You can either type here /16 or /24. It's depend upon your network range. I hit entered, and right now, students, now it will perform scan total perform scanning against all these hosts that is actually reside between this subnet. That is, it will actually scan 192.168.18.200, and then it will scan 18.230 or something else. And if I scroll below, okay, you can see here 256 IP addresses are scanned, and some IP addresses, the result are present here. The IP address, its MAC address, the services running on this. Similar, if I scroll up, the rest of other IP addresses are present, and then some services are running on this machine as well. So this is the third method, that is subnet method. Students, in this lecture, you learn about how to actually perform scanning by using three methods. One is list method, second is actually range method, and third is subnet method. Definitely you will do practice about it. Very soon I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care. Welcome to UA code 127.0.0.1 Academy. I am Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture. In this lecture, you are going to learn about NetBIOS enumeration. Students, during this lecture, you are going to learn some new stuff. So I will suggest you during my whole lecture, keep with me during my whole lecture with your full attention. So let's get started. Okay, if I talked about the NetBIOS name is a unique 16 ASCII character string used to identify the network devices or TCP IP. See here guys, basically if you want to identify different network devices, then NetBIOS can be used for this purpose. In an organization, all the network devices actually assign some net BIOS name, and this net BIOS name consists of 16 characters. 15 characters are used for the device name. See here, from the 16 character, 15 characters are used for the device name, and the 60th character is reserved for the service or name record type. So this is the definition of net BIOS. It is a unique name that is actually assigned to each device on a network environment. Okay, attacker use the net BIOS enumeration to obtain. Basically, why attacker need to perform net BIOS enumeration? During this enumeration, he actually gained the list of computers that are belonging to a domain. See here, in an organization, definitely some domain controller will be used. On that domain controller, all the username details will be shared, something like that, their username and password. So attacker can get list of all computers that are belong to a domain during the net BIOS enumeration. Then he will can actually list of shares on the individual host in a network, something like that. If there are some important documents that are actually present on some host in order to share with other client, then during net BIOS enumeration, the attacker can get all these shared resources from the network. Okay, then he can analyze the policies and passwords as well. NBT stat utility in Windows display net BIOS or TCP protocol statistic, net BIOS name tables for both the local and remote computers, and the net BIOS name cache. Basically, guys, if you want to perform net BIOS enumeration by using Windows, then you can use NBT stat utility. Here you can simply type here NBT stat -a switch and the target IP address, then it will enumerate the net BIOS against the target machine. Before, some tools are present that you can actually use for net BIOS enumeration, something like that SuperScan, HINA net BIOS enumerator, and NS Auditor, Network Security Auditor. You can utilize all these tools in Windows to perform net BIOS enumeration. So it's time to show you actually some practical work. For this purpose, I will just move to my terminal window, and right now, students, I will show you how you can actually perform net BIOS enumeration by using Kali Linux. Okay, basically in Kali Linux you can use NBT scan. NBT scan by default this is present in Kali Linux. If it is not work properly, then definitely you can either update your Kali Linux or reinstall it from Google resources and something like that, GitHub and other. Okay, if I type an NBT scan and hit enter, below some detail about this utility is present in front of me. See here, you can use this something like that NBT scan, and then here you should specify some different switches depending upon your needs. You can use -v switch in order to perform more verbosity output. Something like if you want to dump packets, then you can use -d, and the rest of other switches are present here. Below example is also present here how you can actually use this tool, something like that NBT scan. Then here you can use -r switch in order to perform whole subnet. This is the IP, and below subnet is type. It will actually scan the whole C class network. NBT scan, something like that, it will actually scan a range between 25 to 137. See here, it will actually scan all IP addresses between these two ranges. Okay, you can either type here -v and -c. It will actually scan C class networks and print result in a script friendly format using colon as a field separator, something like that in this format. Okay, you can either specify here the list as well by using -s switch. It will if you use this syntax, it will actually scan IP addresses specified in this file, that is this one. So there are a couple of options that you can use with NBT scan. Now students, if I check my IP, that is this one. Okay guys, my IP is present in front of me. Now if I want to perform NBT scan, I typed here NBT scan, and if I want to perform net BIOS scan of this machine, that is my own machine. Rather than that, students, I just simply typed here NBT scan and then target IP address 192.168.18.25 and press enter. Basically, when I type this command, it will actually scan only a single IP that you see on the screen. It will display the name, the server if applicable, and the user and the MAC address of the target. And basically here you can see it specify the IP address and net BIOS name as well. It will also sometimes it will also display the server name as this machine is actually belong to any server. And finally here I get the MAC address of this target machine here. Okay, students, we can get a little more information by setting verbose output with -v flag, something like that. If I typed here -v along NBT scan utility, and if I hit enter, let's see. Now students, you can see some services and their types are also present here. Actually this is a sort of jumbled, which brings us to the next option, which will print the services in human readable form. Okay, here you can see some names are present here, and services are also present here, and some types of these services are also present here, and below the MAC addresses as well present here. Now students, if you want to actually represent these services in human readable format, then what should I do? I just simply typed here NBT scan, and I will just add -vh switch along with this. Okay, now you can see all the services are actually present in human readable format. Before that it was not it actually not readable by human. You can see the services service name is present in something like that, and when I use this switch, that is -vh, now all these services are read by me, that is a workstation and domain name. You can see here this is actually domain name, this is the workstation services. Below you can see file server service is also present, and some master browser information is also present here. Okay, now students, we can see a bit more information that might prove to be useful. We can also set another flag, that is -d, and it will actually dump the content of entire packet, something like that. If I typed here and I'm going to remove this switch from here and just simply typed -d in order to dump all packets, in order to dump all packets here, something like that. Below you can see a very interesting result is present in front of me. Total all packets are 209 bytes data are traveled, and below if I scroll down, some services are also present here, and this is the way how you can actually dump the content of entire packet. Basically in this way you can actually get the content of entire packet. Okay, students, now if you want to perform NBT scan from a file, you can either create a file, something like that. I'm going to create a file by using nano editor. I just simply typed here nano, and I typed here flist.txt, hit enter. Okay, I should specify here the IP address, that is 192.168.18.25 and 192.168.18.35. I'm just going to save it and exit from here. If I typed here NBT scan, and then I should specify here -switch in order to actually perform the scan from the file. Okay. And press enter. Now you can see it will actually scan the two IP address for net BIOS enumeration, and during this enumeration I am successfully get the my device name here. You can see this is the device name and device name as well. Okay, below if I typed here -vh and press enter, okay, this switch is right now not actually worked here. If I type this switch, I type this here, might be it works or not. Okay, it did not work. If I typed here -v, also not work here. I just removed from here, and now if I typed -vh here, okay, it did not work. Okay, but the thing is that you can scan and perform NBT scan from a file in this way by using simple switch that is called hyphen, uh, that is called hyphen F. Okay, guys, you can also perform scanning with Nmap scripting engine while performing NetBIOS enumeration by using NBT stat. Something like that. If I typed here an Nmap and I typed here hyphen SV in order to perform some service vivid deduction, I typed here 192.168 and then the rest of IP address here. Okay, now students, if I typed here hyphen hyphen script, and I should typed here hyphen hyphen script, and I typed here NBT stat and dot exe, and if I typed here hyphen v in order to perform verbosity result. Okay, okay, I should correct the spell from here. NB stat k NSC. Okay, the correct syntax is this one. You can either specify here the NBT stat nmap script here in order to perform NetBIOS enumeration against your target machine while you are perform normal scanning. Here you can see I'm going to perform a normal scan against my target machine, and along this I used a nmap script, that is this one. It will actually perform the NetBIOS enumeration against the target machine. Now you can see more detailed result about this target machine is present in front of me. Here it discovered some open ports are here, something like that. As you know, guys, these two ports, that is 139 and 445, are most probably used for NetBIOS. And below you can see the result is very in good format is present in front of me. Service name and the version number is also present here. Here you can see, and below it actually basically try to actually find the name of the PC as well, and NBT stat NetBIOS name. See here, you can see this is the NetBIOS name of this machine, and some statistics result it's try to find. So this is the very good and actually the nmap scripts provide you very good functionality in order to perform more accurate scanning result against your target machine. So the choice is your, you can perform NetBIOS enumeration against your target machine by using nmap scripts as well. So students, this is all about how you can perform NetBIOS enumeration against your target machine by using Kali Linux. Definitely you will do practice about it. Very soon I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care. Welcome to UA code 127.0.0.1 Academy. This is me, Uzma Aslam. Okay guys, as you know, our vulnerability analysis module is on, and today lab is related to the vulnerability analysis. In this lab, students, you are going to learn about how to perform vulnerability analysis by a tool that is called OpenVAS. Friends, this is a very good tool that you can actually freely get from the Google, and you can get a lot of very useful result by using this tool. Okay, students, in this lecture I will just only show you how you can use OpenVAS to perform vulnerability analysis. This lecture is actually not related to installation of OpenVAS. In my another video, I will show you how you can actually install the OpenVAS. It will actually a long process. Right now, I will just show you how to perform vulnerability analysis. As I told in my another video, I will show you how to install OpenVAS. Okay, I have already installed OpenVAS. I just simply typed here OpenVAS in order to activate. Okay, you can see OpenVAS going to start, and by default this URL is assigned to this, and the port on which the OpenVAS is running is 9392. You can see here. Okay, its status is active. Right now it's time to access this from browser. So guys, I'm going to just copy the URL from here. I will move to the browser and paste here. I should definitely put the username. By default its username is admin, and password you will get a very long string. After that you can change its password, as I change my password as well. This is the front look of OpenVAS. You can see here dashboard look is present here. So you can find some graphical representation of different vulnerabilities. Result are also here. Some administration related tab and configuration. You can find here the refresh button as well. It's mean that you can actually refresh your scanning process after some time, something like that. Here you can find. Okay, due to some reason I am actually facing some problem. My OpenVAS is not running properly. It's actually stuck. I don't know what the issue behind it. Okay guys, here you can actually find the refresh option, no auto refresh, and you can either refresh your scanning by after 30 seconds, 60, 2 minutes and 5 minutes, as you like. You can select any of this option from here. This is very useful that you can actually utilize when you are performing scanning against your target machine. Right now students, as I'm going to perform a new scan, so from here you can see different options are present here. I just click on the task option. I have already performed some scanning already here. You can see 10 tasks I have already done. Name and the status, some reports related result here, severity result and actions are present here that you can either activate it, delete it, or you can actually export the task as well. Right now I'm going to create a new task. For this purpose students, I just click here. You can see a star option is here. I just click on this star option. Okay guys, you can find this widget here. Right now I just going to give the name of my scan. I just type here. I'm going to scan against Metasploitable 2. I just name it Metasploitable 2. Okay guys, if I click on this icon here, you can see some already target that I created. Right now if I want to create a new target, you can just simply click on here in order to create new one, or you can either select the target from here as well if you created previously target. Right now I'm just going to create a new one, so I will just click on this button from here. Okay, I'm going to just create a new target. I should specify here the name. Okay, I'm going to Metasploitable its name. You should specify here the IP address, that is victim IP address. Okay, you can either select a lot of hosts from a file as well. The option is also present here. You can see hosts from file, and here you simply click the choose file where your file is located. Below some options are present here. Right now I'm not going to actually interact with all these options. I will remain all these options by default. Okay, I just click on create. Okay, my new target is created successfully. I just click on create option. Okay, right now students, you can see Metasploitable target option is right now present here. I just simply select this one, and below you can see some already by default set options are present here. I'm not going to actually interact with any option. I will remain all of these options as usual. Here you can select the scan config, something like that. If you want to perform discovery, full and fast scan, full and fast ultimate, definitely you should select this one in order to actually want to perform a very deep result. Okay, now you can either specify here the maximum concurrently executed entities per host as well. Right now I'm not going to actually interact with this option. By default I'm remaining all these options same. Okay, from here you can either select the CVE or OpenVAS by default. I just click on create option. Right now students, I'm successfully create a new scan task here with the name of Metasploitable 2. Here you can see the name is present and right now its status is new as I did not activate yet. Nothing in report section. You can see some columns, that is total vulnerabilities could find large. Here you can find the date as well and severity level you will find here. Nothing option is right now here as I did not activate this scan yet. Okay, right now students, from action button I'm just going to click the first button. It will actually start the scan against this target machine. The rest of other options are also present here. You can either stop the task, you can either move it to the trash, or if you want to edit your task as well, or you can also create a clone copy and either you can export the task. I'm interested to start the task. Okay, it will actually going to start the task. Right now you can see the requested option is present here. It means the scan task is going to start. You can either refresh your scan task as well in order to actually activate the status from here. Okay, if I refresh, it will actually take a lot of time in order to complete. It will depend upon the victim how much vulnerability it had. Okay, right now you can see the scan process of this target machine is activated here and one person is completed. Guys, basically it will take a lot of time in order to complete its result. For this video I will just show you my previously scanned result, that is actually I did before some days. Right now if I check this one, that is match 2, it is also related to the Metasploitable 2. When I click on this option, okay, when I click on this, it will actually display all the result related to the Met 2. Okay, if I go to the scan and when I click on the report option, below you can see total 12 reports are present here. Report by severity class as well. Okay, a report by high result timeline, you can find timeline and CVSS also present here. The date also present here, the status right now currently this scan is running. Severity level right now it did not display nothing as this is not completed yet. Some scan result high, medium, low and logs related information are also present here. Okay, if I want to check this one, I just simply click on this one. Okay, it will actually display total 111 result. When I click all these result, you can find all the vulnerability against this target machine is present here with vulnerability name, their severity level, and here you can find quality of detection as well. 99% mean to say this vulnerability could be 100% exploitable. Some other vulnerabilities are with low quality of detection, but 99% mean you can actually exploit this vulnerability 100%. Here you can find the host name, and this actually vulnerability you can exploit on port 25. Okay, here the created date as well present here. When I want to check the detail about this vulnerability, I just simply click on it. You can find some summary related information present here. The mail server on the host answers to VRFI and or expand request. Below you can see it also actually identify the vulnerability detection method as well, and reference link are also present there. You can further explore this in order to get more information about this vulnerability. Okay, right now if I want to check another vulnerability, that is telnet service detection. It actually, a telnet server seems to be running on this port. Okay, log method it show me, variant number and some reference link are also there. As you know guys, telnet is actually running on port 23. So chances are there you can exploit the target machine by using telnet port. Okay, this could be very interesting. That is actually MySQL, MariaDB. This could be related to the database, and here you can find the variant number of database present here, port number it display to me. Okay, so this could be very useful information for the attacker, that is actually used in order to further perform exploitation against the target machine. SSH protocol variant supported. Okay, FTP banner detection also as well present there. You can see remote FTP server banners. Right now it successfully fetch the variant number of FTP, the name and the variant number of FTP server that is running on port 21 FTP. Server operating system information collected by system T command. He also actually instructed you, you can gather system information by using this command. Okay, some other related log method related information you can actually find on this link. Okay guys, from here you can see OpenWest actually perform a very detailed scanning against the target machine, and it will enlist all the possible vulnerability in the victim machine, and then you can either download all these vulnerability in a report as well. Okay guys, right now if I click on scan and if I click on the report option, when I click this one, here you can find an option that you can export this task as XML. When I click on here, you can find this task is actually downloaded successfully. You can actually right now open all this scan report in MSF Metasploitable as well. So students, this is the way how you can actually use OpenWest in order to perform a very detailed scan result against your target machine, and this is a free of cost tool you can utilize in order to get very good scanning result against your target machine. In my coming videos, I will show you how you can actually exploit some vulnerabilities that is actually enlisted here. So students, definitely you will do practice about this tool. Very soon I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care. Welcome to UA Code 127.0.0.1 Academy. I am Uzma Aslam. Today I come to you with my new lecture, and this is related to the system hacking. Students, this lecture going to be very interesting. So I suggest you during my whole lecture keep with me with your full attention. Definitely you will learn some new and interesting stuff in this lecture. Okay students, in this lecture I will show you first lab of system hacking, how to hack a window machine using Metasploit and perform post exploitation using Meterpreter. Okay, so let's get started. Students, basically I will just move to my lab environment. Right now here I will use two machines. One is Parrot Linux as an attacker machine, and second one is Windows 7. This is the victim machine. Windows 7 is the victim machine, and the attacker machine is Parrot Linux. You can either use Kali Linux as well as an attacker machine. Right now in this lab, I'm going to use Parrot Linux. Okay guys, the first step is that first of all I will go to create a payload by using MSF Venom. MSF, so first I should switch to the root user. Okay, I just switch to my root user. Now I will check my IP. Okay, it's time to actually create a payload by using MSF Venom. I will just simply type here MSF Venom, and here I typed -p switch, and here I should specify the payload type. I typed here Windows. I typed here Windows Meterpreter, and then I typed here reverse, and then -tcp, and here I should specify the platform. Okay, platform Windows, and here I should specify some architecture related information, that is this one, and then other switches that I'm going to use here related to the architecture, and I should specify here some other option. You can copy the payload from Google. This payload is you can get from Google as well. Okay. Here I should specify the L host. L host mean to say the IP of the attacker machine. So the IP of attacker machine is this one. I should specify here the attacker machine IP address. And now students, you can simply type here the file type, that I'm going to create a exe file, and here you can simply type the name of file, something like that. I typed here malicious.exe, and I will just hit enter. Now basically MSF Venom is going to create a payload with this name, that is malicious.exe. By default MS Venom is present in Parrot and Kali Linux as well. If it is not work properly, you can update your operating system, then try again. Okay, if I type here ls, and let me check either the payload is created or not. Okay, you can see here malicious.exe is now present here. I am successfully create this payload. Now students, it's time to actually move this onto that location where the server is present. So as you know guys, the by default location of Parrot Linux server is HTML. I will just move to malicious.exe to var www HTML. Now if I move to the var www HTML, and let me check either malicious.exe is move here or not. You can see it successfully moved to the server location. Okay, it's time to actually turn on the server. I will just type here server Apache 2. As you know, by default server is sorry, I should type here service. By default server in Kali and Parrot Linux is Apache 2. As you can see, I'm successfully turned on the server. Okay, now my IP is this one, that is actually 171. I will just move to my victim, and here I just simply try to turn on the browser. And if I want to access my victim from here, you can see sorry, if I try to access the attacker machine from here, you can see I'm successfully access the attacker machine. This is because of I just turned on the server. Now if I just stop my server, okay, again I try to access the attacker machine from victim. You can see I'm not able to actually access this IP from here as I turn off the server. So the thing is that your server should be on, okay, so it's possible to access the attacker IP from any machine. Okay, right now, students, I just create a payload and move it to the server location. Now I will just go to the Metasploit. I just typed here MSF console in order to turn on the Metasploit. I will use Metasploit in order to perform post exploitation using interpreter. Okay, Metasploit is on right now. You can see by default some exploits are present here and payloads are also here. Okay, I just clear the screen, and if I typed here use, right now I used here use exploit multi-handler. Okay, if I typed here options, you can see I should set below some option. I just simply typed here set lhost the IP of attacker machine. I typed here 192.168.18.171 and press entered. This is the IP of attacker machine that I should set. Okay, I should also set the L port. Okay, that is 444. This is the port number that actually you used when you are creating the payload. It should be similar. I should typed here set payload. Okay, I just simply typed here set. I should also set the payload that is okay Windows interpreter reverse TCP and hit enter. Now if I check my options, all the options are set here. Okay, I just simply typed here exploit and -j-z. This command actually activate the exploit in background. You can see here started reverse TCP handler on this machine on port 444. Now it's time to actually access the payload from victim machine. I just moved to my victim, and if I typed here backdoor.exe, sorry, the file name that is malicious.exe. Okay, I should correct the spell. If I go there and keep the danger file, keep anyway. Okay, now if I move to the folder, and you can see malicious.exe is present here. When I try to run this command, run this payload, I try to run this, and here you can see, guys, here you can see I successfully get a interpreter session open. You can see I get the victim IP here and the port number on which I get the session. Okay, now it's time to actually check the sessions, how many sessions are present here. You can see I just simply type this command. Below it's show me I have successfully get one session. That is session type is interpreter, and information about the victim machine, username information, IP I get successfully, and the port number on which I get the session. Now if I want to go this session, I just simply typed here sessions 1. See, I should specify here session, and 1 its ID. Should here specify the session ID. Right now I interacted with the, I am successfully interact with the interpreter session. Okay, if I typed here sysinfo, below you can see it display me the some system information about the target machine. Computer name, then operating system that it use, architecture information, domain name from which it's belong, and some interpreter session information present here. You can either check here get UID. You can see you are successfully get the server username present here. Now you can, being an attacker, it's your choice. You can perform a lot of action here. If I typed shell, see, when I type shell, I move to the download, and if I type here dir, all the content is present in front of me. Now if I move to the one step back and dir, see here, all the files are present here. Now it's my choice. I can delete any important data of the user. If I move to the desktop and dir, you can see some important data is present here. Might be some important documents are present here. Okay. Now if I want to check the content, let me show you either it is possible or not. It entered. Okay, this command is right now not work here, but you can see all the content is present in front of me. Now it's attacker choice what he could perform by using different commands. Okay, now students, you can activate here the key sniffer as well. Okay, if I exit from shell, I will move just to the interpreter again. Now if I type key scan and start, it will actually activate the key sniffer. See here, keystroke sniffer is activated here. Now if I move to the victim machine and whatever I did perform here, it will captured. If I try here new document, I typed here the important and I just typed here is the password for FTP server, pass 123 and username for FTP server, something like that, just 123. Okay, I just go there and save it. Now if I quit from here, and definitely now the key sniffer successfully sniff all the strokes here in attacker machine. I just simply typed here key scan and I just want to type here dump in order to dump all the keystroke. Below you can see I successfully get all the keystroke from the victim machine. See here, either the victim typed its important information, attacker can capture all the keystroke here. Okay, you can search any file by using search option. You can type here search and then you can either type -f and the file name that you want that you actually want to search. Right now I did not actually give here the right name, but there is an option that you can actually use in order to search the file by using search option. Okay, let's try to search the file. It takes some time. Okay, now students, being an attacker, you can perform a couple of tasks. You are successfully get the meter session against your target machine. It's up to you which task you want to perform. You can actually create a malicious file and move it to the victim machine. Okay, right now if I typed here shutdown and hit enter, you can see interpreter session 1 is closed, and if I move to my victim, you can see I'm successfully shut down the victim machine from here. So students, this is very a simple way how you can hack a Windows machine using Metasploit. and perform post-exploitation using Meterpreter. Definitely students, you learn some new stuff in this lecture, and I hope you will do practice about it. Very soon, I will come to you with my new lecture. Till that, Allah Hafiz and take care.